All right, take three. Can't get this right. I could easily do a 40 to 50 minute video just trying to unpack these games. But yeah, uh, okay, we're gonna go through this. I just wanted to mention two games I really want to focus on because of important things that happened. Um, so I'm going to kind of breeze over a couple games. If I do that, please don't think that I am saying your team or your game wasn't important. It was just that there's more to unpack in the other two. So let's get right to it. First game, in a blinding snowstorm. Kudos to all 968 of you who did show up to the game because the weather was nasty. Port Huron hosting the Watertown Wolves. Prowlers dominate. It's a 5-1 win. And goalies for this game, we had Josh Rosenvig for the Wolves, Makar Sokolov for the Prowlers. First period, goals by Chartrand and Foley, then followed by Dalton J in the second. The only goal for Watertown ended up off the stick of Vladislav Pavlov. Watertown's got some offensive issues that they need to sort out. They should be generating more offensive chances than they're getting. Scantlebury scores. That puts the Prowlers up 4-1. Elmira. Watertown changes goalies. And we finally get to see Spencer Kozlowski for the first time in quite a while. He played well. So did Josh Rosenzweig. He didn't play poorly. But this was the Prowlers' night. Tristan Sim finalizes a score. Sokolov stops 27 of 28. Dalton Young, he got 2 assists. You don't see him on the scoreboard too often. Josh Rosenvig stopped 20 of 24 in the 40 minutes played. We got to see Kozlowski again, so there you go. Watertown now 8-13-2. Port Huron 11-11-4, and still can't catch up to Mississippi. What luck. Second game, a surprising big win by Blue Ridge, but boy, did they need this. Motor City, second game in a row. They scored the opening goal, 5:55. It's Declan Conway beating Owen Liskovitz. That was the only goal Liskovitz to give up tonight. And it's all Blue Ridge, and Motor City just can't get it going offensively. They've got some soul searching to do. So Jakob Wolf, he ends up scoring the first goal of Blue Ridge and then pour it on. It's Jelensky. It's Vladislav scoring. It's Daniel Martin scoring. It's now 4-1 at the end of 2. Daniel Martin adds his second. Josh Newberg, who is not traded to the Motor City Rockers, false report. He gets on the board. He shows them it's like, I'm a Bobcat and I'm here to stay. So gets on the board. And then Ricard Yerlinskis, he scores again. So it's a 7-1 whitewashing of the Rockers, and Puerto Rico Gonzalez, he gets hung out to dry for the second week in a row. 2 goals by Daniel Martin, 2 goals for Jelensky. Liskovitz stops 26 of 27. Gonzalez for the night, 30 of 37. The poor guy, he couldn't get any help, and his backup was the equipment manager, so that wasn't going to happen. So Gonzalez's stats unfortunately take a big hit the last 2 games. Babin will be back tonight, so that's very good for the Rockers. Rockers now 14-7-4, and guess what? They got bunnies on their heels. Blue Ridge now 6-15-3. This is one of the 2 games I want to unpack, but it's important, so I'm going to gloss over a lot of details with this game. 23-24 in Danbury to see Danbury come back again, third time in a row. Binghamton goes up by 3 goals and loses to Danbury. It's 5-4 in a shootout. Early, it's Olivieri scoring. It's Cunningham countering in the first period. Kirkby gets Binghamton on the board. In the second, it's Vashkin and Yates. Binghamton's getting all the high-quality shots. Danbury's getting none. Danbury's held to the perimeter. It's 4-1 at the end of 2. Binghamton's feeling great. and they let off the gas again. So Danbury takes advantage. Two big adjustments that Danbury made in the third period, in which they just dominated. 18-6 were the shots, and these were high quality shots. Danbury figured out how to generate offense in the slot and in the high danger areas with their speed and with some physicality in the offensive zone. There was a lot of physicality in this game. A lot of people felt like there were a lot of no calls in Binghamton, Binghamton especially. Binghamton fans were like, no call, no call, no call. As a player, you want no calls. You don't want special teams as often. Special teams are great. Power plays are great, but you want to score 5-on-5 because you can generate more opportunities and more chances. There's better flow. So, from a player's perspective, the officiating was good in this game. All right. Anyway, we get to the third. Again, Danbury now generating chances in the slot, and in the defensive zone, their whole team played together to be square to the shooter. Danbury square to the shooter. Defense, the forwards were square to the shooter. McCollum was square to the shooter. And suddenly, Binghamton couldn't get many good chances. The good chances they did get, two great saves by McCollum, where he just acrobatic, and two, ding, from the post. 4 times Binghamton hit the post in this game. 2 in the third period, 2 in overtime. So, yeah, Danbury Stormers back. 146 is Chase Harwell. 727, it's Chase Harwell again. 851, it is Johnny Ruiz. It's 4-4. The DIA is going nuts. And, the crowd's into it now. We go to overtime. It's all Binghamton, but they can't solve McCollum. McCollum makes 5 great saves, and the post makes another 2. We go to the shootout. All right, this is what I want to unpack. Okay, Thomas Ray for Binghamton, score. Connor Woolley just undresses McAnanima, score. Tyson Kirkby tries to go 5-hole, stopped by McCollum. Cunningham, the exact same play as Woolley, score. So now it's all on the stick of Andrew Logar. Logar comes in, carries in, he weaves in from the left. He comes, he starts to run out of real estate. His skates touch McCollum's skate. He pulls the puck back and scores. The referee immediately waves it off, says no goal, win the Danbury. Danbury's celebrating. Hold on just a minute. We're going to review it. The officials look at it. Now, remember, the rules are with a review. There has to be conclusive evidence to overturn the ruling on the ice. The ruling on the ice was no goal. They looked at it. They said, we can't find conclusive evidence to overturn this call, and neither could I. I seriously looked at this play 60, 65 times. All right, to me, it looked like forward progress had stopped, and then the puck got pulled back. As such, that would negate a goal. I had a lot of feedback from referees, from players, from different fans. Some said it looked good to me. Some said, no, I think the progress stopped. It was too close to call. In that case, okay, you've got to abide by the ruling of the officials. The official was right there, okay? He was 5 feet away. He waved it off, all right? I'm sorry, Binghamton, but you shouldn't have even needed to go to a shootout. 3rd game in a row. So, yes, Danbury gets the win 5-4. Binghamton falls to 18-2-6. Danbury, now winners of 5 in a row. They're only 2 points behind the Rockers. So, the Rockers could be overtaken tonight, depending on how things go. All right, Harwell with 2 goals, Ruiz with a goal and assist. McCollum, 29 of 33, made the big saves when he needed to. McAnanima stopped 37 of 41. The 2 teams go back at it tonight. Next game, going to breeze over this because I'm running out of time. Columbus hosts Elmira. Elmira, only 2 times these teams see each other. Elmira starts Eli Bowers, opposite of Brandon Colgan. Um, and this game was very entertaining, very close. Pietrangelo gets Columbus on the board, but it's David Gaeta. I finally said that name correctly. 17:44, he ties things up. Early in the second, it's Stephen Klink getting on the board for Elmira, giving them the lead. The two biggest scorers for Elmira end up scoring tonight. Pietrantonio scores again at 10-11. Ryan Hunter, he ends up putting Columbus up at 18-24. Not so fast, though. Elmira, goal by Darius Davidson. Boy, he's been on a snide for a long time, so it was good to see him get back on the board. He ties things up at 13-29. In clutch moments, you give it to clutch players, and the puck ends up on the stick of Justin McDonald, and he puts it home at 18:30 to give Columbus the 4-3 win. Bowers stopping 32 of 36, played very well. Colgan stopped 22 of 25. A couple of assists from Austin Doe, 2 goals from Petrantonio. And so Elmira now 7-15-0. Columbus now in first place, 18-3-2, as they jump over the idle Carolina Thunderbirds. Final game, Blue Ridge shut out. Not Blue Ridge, excuse me. Baton Rouge shut out by Mississippi 4-0, minus Yanni Lariakos. 2 moments that I really wanted to mention, though. First, Justin Barr, he scores shorthanded in the first to get Mississippi on the board, and that was the game winner right there. Second period, it's Dalton Anderson scoring. Later on, Danny Licio scores. It's 3-0. Okay, and we get to the halfway through the period. Joe Shepard takes a nasty slap shot right off the top of the mask that ended up cutting him. So he's gone. He ended up getting stitched up. He was okay, but he ended up watching the rest of this from the sidelines. Anthony Delosio comes in. And so there you go. The 2 goaltenders share a shutout, which unfortunately neither goaltender gets credit for. I think that stinks. In the third period, Joakim Nielsen, he's been quiet lately. He gets on the board, and it's 4-0 Mississippi. Blue Ridge, now 7-11. Why do I keep saying Blue Ridge? Baton Rouge, now 16-2. Mississippi improves to 13-14-1, holds on to third place. Now, the other moment that I want to mention in this game, there was a fight by Richard Binkowski, seemed to get a little overboard, so he gets tossed for 5-minute aggressor and a game. So what happens next? We'll have to watch, because remember, Joe Pace Sr. is already suspended. Does this mean Joe Pace Jr. might get a suspension as the coach? We will see. Delosio stops 30 of 30. Shepard stops 15 of 15. They share a shutout. That's the picture on the thumbnail. Again, it's a shame neither one can get credit for that shutout, but both played great. Interesting moment in this game. And I forgot to write down the name of the linesman, but early in the third, Ozelinch gets in a tussle and takes a deliberate jab from the linesman to the face. Sullivan, that was the linesman. Sullivan reached over, looked at Ozelinch, and delivered a punch. I want to see what happens with that, because just as the players cannot go tangling with the officials, an official never has the right to make deliberate, forceful contact like that to a player. So I am hoping that the league takes notice of this event. It was inexcusable. In my mind, Sullivan should not be permitted to officiate any more Fed games. but that's just my take. All right. So that is the night in review. Tomorrow we'll cover today's games. These 5 teams going at it again. So let's see what happens in round 2. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and we will catch you all again later.